And a jolly good morning to you from a rather autumnal, grey, overcast and drizzly Harpenden in Hertfordshire. I'm going to go on a little walk today that's been uploaded by a user of the Go Jaunt the app, one of my go-to apps for just walking around random places. Harpenden's a nice town here in Hertfordshire and has got lots of interesting shops, cafes and such like to visit if you ever find yourself here or make a point of coming here. It's also quite rural once you get outside the town itself, so therefore is quite nice for going for some walks. So I decided to have a little look where I could walk to today. From this town, I've just got off a train here at Harpenden railway station, and I'm going to go and head into the town, pick up a coffee and then head off on a walk, which is called a 5-mile Whispering Wood, I think. Hang on a sec. Whispering Wood 5 mile, in fact, is how it's been uploaded. So I was almost right. So I'm going to head off now using the app and see where it takes me to. It's heading off in a direction in Harpenden that I don't think I've really walked before, so that should be interesting. Just walking down the station road or station approach here down to the high street, and I'm pretty sure we're going straight ahead at the high street off towards the outskirts of the town and some countryside, so that should be interesting. The clue's in the name, I guess. We're in Harpenden. I presume we'll be walking through some woods, and the walk will be approximately 5 miles long, so let's go, let's see what we see. Sending me off in that general direction over there, but I'm going to take a little walk, just a little circular extra part of the high street. I know when I walk back towards the station later on, I'll be coming back from left to right down there, across and round back up to the station. But I'm just going to take a little walk down this part of the high street because it's quite nice here. Some independent shops and cafes, along with the usual collection of brands and chains and so on that you would know, but it is a nice little town in that sense that yeah, I mean, other than the big brands, there's some other places to choose from as well, which is always good. Can't say that about everywhere. Nothing to do with this video, but might as well mention it anyway. I just popped into the local library here just to have a look, really, because they're usually quite interesting places to have a little look around at, especially if you want to look up some local information and things like that if you're going for a walk around an area. And I was just staggered at the lack of how much it's open, and the fact that 3 days a week it's only what they call Library Express in the morning, which is most of it cordoned off and just a small area that you can go into. That's very not a great turn of events. I don't know how long that's been going on for, but they gave me a little card of opening times, and while it's open 6 days a week at 9 in the morning, 1, 2, 3 mornings a week it's 9 till 1300, the little cordoned off area only, and 1, 2, 3 whole days when the full library's open, and 2 afternoons. I don't suppose it's too bad. I've just turned up, actually. It's a Tuesday today, so it's just the express part of the library, which is really only for basic services, you know, and some of the extra stuff they do, like printing and things like that, and returning books and so on. The full library of books, if you like, is not available to look at, which is a shame, but there you go. I don't know if that's becoming a standard practice, but it really needs to stop if it is. Libraries are so important. Anyway, that's my little rant over with early in this video. I'm just going to peg back round on the high street now and continue on the actual route as per the Go Jaunt the app. You can, if you're new to the Go Jaunt the app, you can create your own walks, dependent on how long or how far you want to walk, and just from wherever you're located, or an A to B walk from where you're located to somewhere else, and it will find a interesting route for you to take. And as normal, as soon as I start videoing, all the services come out with their sirens blazing. There'll be some drilling going on later on, I'm sure. It's like police car this morning. He wants everyone to know he's here. Wow, sleepy Harpenden. You can almost guarantee it as soon as I start filming. For the first time that's been seen here for weeks. Anyway, there you go. There's a few nice little bakeries here as well, which will be receiving my custom later on. But I better not weigh myself down with too many carbs just now. And said it is that library I mentioned is only quite a little library. It's not one of the huge ones like you get in big towns, but even so. So originally came down there from the station, just had a little walk around the high street in a bit of a circle, and the app's sending me across this way to what looks to be quite a swanky restaurant over there called Lusman's. Heard that before. I don't know if it's a chain or there's but there's going to be well-known restaurants or small restaurant chains that are popular in London. Then Harpenden's the kind of place they'll have another one. Sustainable Fish and Grill. Yeah, I think there's one in Hitchin as well. I've seen them around, so it's not a one-off place for sure. Fairly high end, I should think, here. There's a fun fair in town over on the green there. It's normally completely cleared, place for people to walk the dogs and run around and so on, but it's full of fun fair just at the moment. Not sure how popular that's going to be in the middle of September. Harpenden Town Council, Park Hall built in 1850 with government funding and public subscription monies as the British school or land given in trust by Sir John Bennet Laws. Refurbished by Harpenden Town Council and opened as a community hall in October 1994. Very splendid it looks too. Still got its Christmas lights up, or are they got them up early for this year? Still a way off yet, guys. Traffic about this morning, I have to say. It is quite a busy place here, but seems to be more than there ought to be. Way after school and usual work starting times, so I don't know what's going on. Too many people with nothing much to do, I'm guessing. A bit like me, really. Right, so yeah, this is Rothamsted Park. It's a new one on me for sure. I've never walked. I've been to Harpenden many times, never come out this way though. So this is interesting. And from a distance, this looks quite a big park. Nice to see a water bottle refiller. I'll just take advantage of that myself if it's working. Good description of when it was turned into a park and where we are in that park. This Slightly mere looking building, I guess you could say, which is a museum, is the Eric Morecambe Centre. And for those of you of a certain age or older, you'll know exactly who that is. For you youngsters, if there are any youngsters that watch old guys wandering about. I thought I had someone call my name then. Must be hearing things. Yeah, if those of you that are a little bit younger, if any of you youngsters do actually watch old guys like me wandering about, ambling and talking nonsense, you probably haven't got a clue who Eric Morecambe is, but look him up. Absolute British legend. Not even from this part of the world, but had a close association with the Luton Town Football Club, which isn't very far away from here. And this is obviously a theatre as well as a museum, and there is also the Harpenden Leisure Centre over there. Wow, I never knew this existed, so I've discovered something new today already. Oh yeah, what a splendid park, very well kept as well. They seem to have gone down the route of... Oh, somebody's shouting at me. Oh, I'm supposed to be getting paranoid today, I think. First I think I hear my name, then I hear some lady shouting and thinking she's shouting at me. She's not, she's just talking loudly on her phone as she runs, believe it or not. Anyway, back to the park. Yeah, well appointed park. It's got loads of facilities, children's playground just behind me to the left, not being much used at the moment, particularly due to the weather and the fact they should be in school, or the not such young ones should be in school. They seem to have gone down the route of keeping it manicured rather than the popular idea of letting everything grow long and wildflowers and butterflies and what have you. But there's some woods up here that I imagine will take care of that need. Very nice park actually. Delighted I've selected this walk today actually, because I love it when I find new places in places I've been to many times. So, yeah, this is a huge park. Lots of football pitches over there as well. Nice seats to sit on overlooking. Yeah, I like it. I like this park a lot. Very nice. So we're just heading to the kind of the exit of it, but what looks like to be kind of a country lane, and probably fairly quickly, yeah, there's a public footpath signs there as well. So not really sure where this is leading to next, but we'll follow it anyway. See if we can hear some whispering in the woods. See what the signs say actually. Bridleway to Harpenden Common, town centre where we've just come from. Bridleway, Hatching Green. I guess we're heading that way then. Oh, that sign needs looking at. Come on guys. That means, I know that's a lot of sap and what have you dripping off the trees that have caused that, but even so. Says this walk should take about 1.5 hours, 1 3/4. It's going to take me way over 2 because of all the stopping and starting I've done so far to have a look at various things, including a little deviation off down the high street. But anyway, Harpenden High Street certainly is a great place to start a walk for many reasons, particularly if you'd like a pub or a cafe. Manor Farm. Now then, apparently we're still there. Ah, I see. Right, so Hampstead Research. Okay, so this is interesting as well. There's a website there if you're interested to see with There's the bridleways, footpaths and so on. Yep, it's definitely sending me up this road. A lot of people out with their dogs today. It's a nice day for a walk actually. It's probably 14, 15 Celsius. It's not cold. And the sun's starting to come out as well. It was really quite dismal, as you would have seen some 30, 45 minutes ago when I got to Harpenden. But things are dried up now, which is good. This is more like the weather I was actually expecting today. Field phenotyping platform. I guess it's that over there. Let's just hold that bit steadier. This unique facility, a world first for automated measuring of crop growth and health in the field, was installed for Rothamsted Research in 2015 by Lemnatech. The gantry supports a positionable measuring platform with multiple sensors, and crops within a 10 metre and 120 metre area can be monitored 24 hours per day throughout the season with a high degree of resolution and reproducibility, with complete automation. Currently the research focuses on wheat improvement for yield and quality. Together this technology will allow detailed monitoring of plant architecture, crop health and function with unparalleled accuracy, and will contribute to our food security and sustainability programs. That all sounds very scientific and interesting. Basically it's taking pictures of wheat growing, or any other plants I guess they could do, presumably in controlled areas of certain conditions, obviously the weather being the number one condition, but the different what would you call it, the different sprays and things that go on to help them grow, and pesticides, things like that, I'm guessing is what they're looking at there. Interesting. I never knew this place existed. Absolutely fabulous. A great place for a walk as well. There's a road here. I've only seen one car come up, and that looked like it was an official vehicle for the farm. Seems to be heading off the roads now. Got red roads going left to right. Public bridleway to Nicky line. 3/4 mile old railway line, and public bridleway Hatching Green to the left. And we're taking the one that's presumably that one, public footpath 9 Redbourne Lane. That's the direction I've been sent on anyway. I've got my muddy boots on today. Incidentally, if you can hear me above the wind, it's quite windy across this meadow. I do quite a few walks in the Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire area, also in London, down in Kent, Sussex, Surrey, so on and so forth, all in and around London. If you're interested any more to do with Hertfordshire, I've got quite an interesting one, walking a big circular walk around A St Lawrence, which is towards Welling area. Quite a few in Bedfordshire, North Herts area and Bedfordshire. So check them out on my channel. If you like this particular video, please click the like and maybe subscribe if you want to find the channel and have a look for some other videos. And allegedly, if you press that yellow bell thing, it will notify you when other videos come out. I usually issue a couple of new ones a week, and sometimes reissue ones from a while ago that didn't do particularly well. Maybe they got missed somehow or whatever, so I'll pop them on there again just to revitalise them. So it's a mixture of old and new at the moment. For the rest of this year, 2024, it'll all be UK. I might have a couple of straddler new videos I'm talking about, will all be UK ones. And overseas ones will start appearing next year. However, in the meantime, there will be some repeats, if you like, of overseas ones that I've done over the last 4 or 5 years. So look out for those if you're interested. Mostly the information is still relevant. Although, to coin a phrase, prices, opening times and information were correct at the time of recording. There you go. But this is firmly September 2024 on a really grey day. Quite windy now as well, but it's nice, good fresh air. You have to watch these apps sometimes. I was so busy talking there, I missed the point where I was supposed to turn off in this general direction. I was heading over towards what I can see as a stile or a gate over there, and wrongly assumed that's where I was headed. Just when I stopped talking, I had a quick look at the app to find it's over this way I've got to go, which looks far more interesting to me because we're going into the woods now, which should be less windy as well, and it's kind of started to spit with rain again, so I'm going to sort of stay away from that as much as possible. That's one thing with going out walking in Britain, make sure you take the right kit with you. And certain sort of spring and autumn, you kind of need kit for just about every weather condition. You know what it's going to be like in the height of summer and the middle of winter, but spring and autumn can be somewhat changeable. And take stuff that will dry easily if it gets wet. A lot of shouting going on over there. I presume there's I can see some, I think it's a sports field or a school sports field of some description. I can see some rugby posts. I think some guys out there having a game of rugby. This is very interesting actually. I never even knew about this place, but the Rothamsted research certainly is appears at least to be doing some great work here, and unlike the park, we've got a park grass meadow, haven for wildflowers and insect biodiversity. That's what I was trying to sort of say earlier on, but I couldn't think of the right words for it actually. But this is great. Something really calming about walking in woods that I love, especially when it's I don't know, really windy day, because danger of wood falling on your head or something, but actually that'd be nice, wouldn't they? Yeah, I wish I could get those back for the fire. Bit of a trek from here though. Gentle breeze blowing through the trees when you're walking in the woods, especially somewhere as quiet as this. We are quite close to the M1 motorway. We're not massively close to it, but I can kind of hear it whirring in the distance, which is a shame, but there you go. Certainly once you get into the woods here, that does dampen the sound down somewhat, and you can hear much more the birds and other little critters running around in here. Quite a few squirrels about. When they haven't run up a tree, when they see someone's dog coming, and and the sound of the wind in the trees, fantastic. It's on my map, which is the Go Jauntly app's map, mentions quite a few places on there that don't ring any bells. I presume they're farm names. Bones Close, I think, to one, which is, I think, that one coming up ahead. So I'll see if there's a sign when I get up there. But I'm interested to know what those names actually represent. It doesn't really show it as being a farm on the map, but just as a place name, really. Always interesting though to get out and about in these places to discover stuff, even stuff that's relatively on your doorstep, which here is for me. I've lived in this part of the world for well over 30 years. In fact, really, if you include a little bit further away from here, I've lived here for 50 years really, but not quite 30 years, certainly quite close to this area. I've never been out here before. I've been along the Nick line, walked the Nick line before, which, can you cross over it on this walk? I possibly do. In fact, is this it here now? I don't know, I'll find out in a minute. But yeah, amazing what you come across, and you replicate all this across the entire country, how much there is, and how fortunate we are in this country in Britain to have all these public footpaths. And I know it is a source of great jealousy to many walkers in other countries that they don't necessarily have this network that we have in this country in Britain, to be able to walk essentially right the way through the middle of farms and farm fields. So again, I've gone on about this many times, and it's something of great pleasure I take in the fact that we have this, and great pride that this country manages to keep hold of it and not let it disappear. I'm just going to have to stop here a moment just to make sure I'm in the right direction. Just spoke to a friendly local, just asking if she knew what all these place names were all about, and she was slightly bemused herself. She knew the names. I think almost as though the fields have been given names, or the pastures have been given names. If it's part of this research place, I'm guessing the field will be given a specific name, as there quite clearly there's research going on in this field here, and that centre bit there sort of marked off with white poles and so on. I have a feeling that's probably what it is. What I hope it isn't is where someone's stuck their flag in the ground to turn it into a housing development, because that would be a terrible shame if this part of the world was dug up and turned into a generic housing estate. But you never know this day and age what they're going to allow. But I don't think it is that. It's called Knotwood. I'm going to be walking around that, maybe through it as well in a moment. And that's Bones Close, right in front of us. I've absolutely no idea. Except there is a kind of a fenced off area over there, which is all part of this research. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Different areas where different part of research is going on. Take a left here. I'm not carrying on in a straight line with those ladies there are coming from. To walk towards Knotwood, which I'm guessing is one, if not all, of the woods that are referred to in the Whispering part of this uploaded walk. I'm feeling I might be coming back round that way at some point. But the app is sending me this way. This is the way I'm going to be going. This is a great walk. I'm absolutely thrilled to bits with this. Yeah, I mean, dependent on the type of walking you like to do. Some of my walks on the channel are around cities and towns, which are okay as well. Countryside's best, although there tends to be less attractions, if you like, or things to see, buildings and what have you, but it gives you a great idea of how easy it is to get out into the countryside, get some good exercise, get some steps in and some fresh air, and a certain level of peace and tranquility, at least. In the southern half of the UK, you're never too far away from a busy road and traffic, but you can get away to a certain extent if you want to find something a little bit more tranquil and really away from it. Then head up into places like the Derbyshire Peak District, the Welsh Hills and Mountains. I would say the Lake District, but that can get pretty busy too. And of course Scotland, the Highlands of Scotland. You'll find your own pieces of space in all of those places, even at the busiest times. But yeah, on your local doorstep too, you can find relative calm and peace and tranquility, and get out and enjoy it. It's good for the soul, believe you me, and the spirit. curve back towards Harpenden. Along here, another, I don't know, quarter of a mile or so, I'm going to go onto the Nicky line. Now the Nicky line, which is officially known as the Harpenden and Hemel Hempstead Railway, is a disused railway line now, closed many years ago, probably a beaching cut, not really certain on that, but certainly it's been a long time since any trains ran along it. It's now a cycle track, part of the National Cycle Network, and footpath as well obviously, and I have walked it from Hemel Hempstead to Harpenden on previous occasion. I didn't make a video of it, this was quite a few years ago now, before I started making videos in fact, but I went out for a walk with a couple of friends and it was lovely, really nice walk. So going to be revisiting part of that today, only a small section of it though, which will be interesting. And if you follow that, I'm not sure if this walk actually follows it all the way back into Harpenden itself completely, or veers off at some point before we get to Harpenden and takes another route back into the town. I don't know until I come to it on this app, but if you're lost you can just follow that straight in and come to this sort of north part of Harpenden, I guess, where it used to come, where it comes into the town. So many of these old railway lines now, cycle tracks and footpaths and so on. It's always nice when you walk down them if some of the old infrastructure is still there, some of the bridges, occasionally some tunnels and other such things. I'm not sure if there is on this, but we'll soon find out. Well, there certainly are whispering woods, especially on a day like today with a bit of a breeze in the air, and so this walk is certainly doing what it says on the tin. And we're just coming up to the Nicky line now. Already I can see the track alignment there and the bank as it makes its way through undulating land. Obviously trains don't like going up and down hill very much, so have to keep them at a reasonably flat level with not too many big gradients. And this part of Hertfordshire is just on the edge of the Chiltern Hills, so it is, while it's not huge mountains or anything like that, it is quite undulating. You can probably hear the sound of the motorway in the background there. And here's a sign. Obviously the walk can continue that way, but the one that I'm following today is along the Nicky line, and if you go that way you will eventually get to Hemel Hempstead, and we're going this way and we will eventually get back to Harpenden. Interestingly, talking about trains not liking going up hills, this is for a railway line at least quite a steep gradient. I mean, it's not massively steep, but I can imagine the steam trains that used to come along here would be huffing and puffing over this section up to the top over there. I've noticed a slight difference since I turned onto this. I'm not huffing and puffing though, not as such anyway. It's a good quality track actually, seems to be kept. I seem to remember this from when I came down here before. It's excuse me, kept in good nick. And ideal for walking and cycling along. nothing major infrastructure wise, old railway in that sense. There's some very old fences to each side, which presumably were the fences between the railway and the farmers' fields of years ago. Of course, the trees and hedges and so on have built up all around that since. Obviously, they don't need to be kept cut back quite the same as they used to. All these overhanging branches that would have got indeed quite in the way, and indeed would have been a fire hazard in the steam train days. Just looking ahead on the instructions for this walk, yeah, it is only a short visit to the Nicky line at the top of this hill, where it carries on curling round back towards Harpenden North. We're going to peel off back onto public footpaths back towards the town that way through the woods, so that'll be interesting. But it's been nice to revisit just a small section of this former railway line today, and perhaps I'll go back and redo the walk in the not too distant future, and record it this time all the way from Hemel Hempstead. So many out walking their dogs this morning, it's quite incredible. It's Tuesday morning, so yeah, plenty. I've got time on the hands to do that, as of course I have before you all say it, and it's good. People are finding time to get out here. Lovely place to walk, this really is. I'm very impressed with this. I certainly should be coming here again when I won't be videoing and just enjoying more the surroundings. I think I'm going to be taking a right turn just at the top of the hill there with some steps and a dustbin. Maybe something interesting to look at before I veer off the railway line, or former railway line I should say. So we're going to turn off the Nicky line now. It does actually signpost it to Harpenden 3/4 of a mile, which is what, just over 2 kilometres. You can go left here to Luton Lane, whatever that is, and the app is sending me back a right turn back towards Hampstead Park, 3/4 of a mile. So broken the back of this walk by the sounds of things, if it's only 3/4 of a mile back to there, and then probably another 3/4 of a mile back to the station. So can't be more than a mile and a half to go now. So that feels about right. But yeah, the Nicky line continues on over there, on the other side of that tree line, and where you can see the almost inevitable telegraph cables. So again, interestingly, walking away from the line, yeah, I would say that would bring you into Harpenden a little bit too far north to keep this walk down to 5 miles. It would probably add another mile on going over that in that direction, I would have thought. Not that I mind, but when I find these walks on the app, I do like to follow them. Someone's took the time to upload them, and so I try and follow them because they've uploaded them for a reason. Should have brought a little bowl to collect blackberries. There's been plenty of those available this morning. So busy contemplating life, and nearly took a wrong turn again. Just suddenly spotted those signs in the corner of my eye. I thought I'd better just double check with the app, and sure enough, turn right down here, continuing in the direction of the Hampstead Park. Be reaching some civilization now. Houses, probably the edge of Harpenden. So it's been a great week actually, because the temperature's just right, perfect for walking. Just a bit of shame there's just not just a touch more sunshine. Bit of chalk in the soil here, but it's not as chalky as it is as you get further into the Chilterns. We're coming out towards the Rothamsted Park shortly, and essentially just going to be walking back through it on the opposite side to the side I walked up in the first place, and back down into Harpenden, and a little jaunt along the high street again, which would be ideal to pick up a couple of provisions, and back to the station. Luckily I've got plenty of time on my hands today. I'm going to go off and visit somewhere else today. It won't involve a video, but it will. There's no great hurry. I'm going to go and go down into London and take care of a few matters there, and all's great. Ideal way to spend the morning. So yeah, very pleased to have seen the Nicky line again, I have to say. When I looked at the initial, I selected the particular walk when I put Harpenden into the app, and it came up with a 5 miles, so that's perfect for the amount of time I've got, and the direction it was heading off, I thought perfect. Again, it's not a particular direction I've been in before, but it might head out towards the Nicky line, and so it did, which is fantastic. And as you get back towards the town, you can see how much more these paths are being used than further back there. Obviously some people either don't want to walk as far as that or can't walk as far as that, but the nearer you get to the town, the more evidence of people there is, including unfortunately sometimes litter, although I have to say this walk and Harpenden in general is very litter free, which is excellent. Unfortunately we can't say that for all our towns in the UK. Saddens me to see rubbish just dumped into hedges and bushes and on the floor, where you could just take it home and put it in a bin. I really don't understand why someone would just throw things on the floor like that, but there you go, people do. Fortunately it doesn't appear to be an issue around here. I'm not sure if it's because this part of the world is quite affluent, to say the least, or it's education, combination of the two, or what it is. I really don't know. I wouldn't like to speculate really either, because I might get myself into trouble there, but there's something that causes certain, and I also think that certain councils don't help matters either by having insufficient numbers of dustbins or street cleaners and things like that. But you shouldn't really need street cleaners, should you, really, in a way? I know stuff can end up blowing out of bins and rubbish can end up on the floor accidentally, but really and truly, on the whole, they shouldn't really need street cleaners, but there you go, we do. Anyway, I said I wouldn't have another rant today, and I've just gone and done one, so apologies for that. And here we are, as if by magic, back to Rothamsted Park and the Harpenden Town Council area. And as I mentioned earlier on, there's a load of football pitches over there. We're over here now, where those football pitches are. There's also a cricket pitch there. Normally you'd expect, especially as winter's coming around, the cricket wicket to be kind of fenced off to stop people walking across it, or things like that, but this isn't, strangely. It would make perfect sense to not going to stop dogs and animals and people going in if they want to. It's just if you cordon it off a little bit, just reminds people that that's a cricket wicket and not a football pitch, and as such, you know, try and keep off it, because it needs to be kept nice and smooth and rolled and fit for purpose. I've certainly seen a few games this season. I can tell by the creases there on the pitch. Probably be no more there this year. I was walking right by that tree line in the distance, the far distance, earlier on at the start of this walk. I'm going to head back down to the town, down this way on the other side of the Eric Morecambe Centre and Hemel Hempstead Leisure Centre and so on. Done well to avoid that sort of noise today. Usually every time I start speaking, someone fires one up. As we head back down into the valley where the town is. Going past some lovely old houses here. And cones and signs saying you can't park out here and what have you. We've got giant great big drives, so I don't know why you'd be bothered by that, but anyway, presumably because it's so near to the park, and people get access to the park and the football pitches by coming up these roads, so I sort of understand it in a way. But yeah, some lovely houses here, as is mostly the case here in Harpenden in general. Just coming towards the St Albans Road, Leighton Green, I think this is called. Yeah, quite a pleasant little part of Harpenden. Just going to walk through there back towards the high street and wind my way back towards the station. I think you've seen everything that needs to be seen now. Harpenden is a lovely little town, quite affluent and full of interesting places to see and visit, and a lot of independent shops, cafes and restaurants, that sort of thing. So worthy of a visit if you're ever in the area. I will say now, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little 5-mile walk around the outskirts of Harpenden and the Nicky Line and the countryside that surrounds this part of the world, and hope you'll have a little look on my channel to see some more from this part of the world and other parts of the world too, Europe and beyond. So enjoy that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers for now. Bye bye.